live.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. Hopefully you can hear my voice. Guess who I have with me sitting over here? It's our very own Mr. Professor, UNLV Professor Scott Morrow. Welcome back, sir.
Great to be back. First day of school today.
Really?
UNLV's in session.
Oh, you're in session?
First day today.
So you have to actually show up and teach, maybe, or how's that work?
Well, I teach online, but I show up just.
You want to say hello?
Make sure that everybody
let them know that you're a real person.
That's right.
Not
I'm
some
not
bot.
just a virtual guy.
Yeah, virtual guy.
Now, before we get too far,
yes,
Alan Toy, you owe us $100. I'm just saying.
Oh, really?
He said he bet $100 that we wouldn't be on time next stream. And now we're not just on time.
We are on time. Early. Good job, buddy. Hey, we have a really fantastic show. So first of all, I'll tell you, we're going to be the second half of the show is going to be kind of stories. So we're going to share some fantastic. You guys have been asking for stories. We got a few stories, and we are also going to we're going to talk about, because we've both been here a long time, been in gaming a long time. We're going to give you some context. A lot of great things happening in Vegas this year. And are coming up some really, really wonderful things. We're going to focus on the things that are mostly gaming related, but hospitality related, that kind of thing. But first, so a couple of really fantastic developments. You guys have downloaded the hell out of our grapefruit strategies. Me and Alex have uploaded the grapefruit roulette strategies. And we give the first dollar, just $1 flat, not after taxes, not net, the very first dollar to SafeNest here in town. And so far, it's $500. We also had some leftover from last year, so we're going to be going down there and giving them just one check, kind of, all together. And we raised some money at the event that we have here. So $1, the very first dollar of every single download goes to SafeNest here in town. And we mention them again because it's the charity, local charity. They have a 100% transparency rating. We met one of the founders who does a fantastic job, and it's they take care of young families and women and kids in need, and so we feel like that's a really good opportunity. I would have found a homeless charity, because that's one of the things, but unfortunately for us, Vegas doesn't have a lot of outreach yet. We're still evolving that kind of conversation. So. Thank you guys so much.
SafeNest is perfect.
SafeNest is fantastic. I've had, even before they became, or I met this person, I had cause. I have a friend of mine who's a police officer who, spoke wonders. They were dealing with some, a young person in crisis at the time, and it was just that story kind of led me, and I was, and then full circle, I meet this lady, and I'm like, holy crap, we can do something. So that's been our thing. But anyways, okay. Next up is the school. We've got so many flipping jobs. I had 2 casinos that called me this morning. The school is filling up, so you're interested in coming to the school. We are leaving the same prices that we've had in effect for the last 8 years until we have 50 new signups, and I think we're at about 45. So we kept the same price the first 50 students, but after today, we'll be updating the list. You'll see there's a little counter on the very front of our site, CEGdealers.com.
#1 dealer school in America.
Thank you, sir. And so then we're going to be raising prices and going that. But if you're interested in becoming a dealer, we're happy to have that conversation with you. And there you go. All right, so let's get to it. We have some really wonderful kind of information we would like to share. I think we add kind of a unique perspective. You might have heard about some of these things, but me and Scott will talk to you from a unique point of view. Interestingly, you have sort of you have a place in Hawaii right now.
I just got in this morning.
I know, and you keep sending me damn pictures, and I'm like, dude, this is too good, man. You know what I mean? We don't have those kinds of views here.
It's only like guys like you that I would get off the island to do something like this.
Yeah.
But it's great to be back in Las Vegas, really, especially with first week of school at UNLV, and what we do in one of my classes is I call it Las Vegas 2023.
No.
Because after the pandemic and all the trials and tribulations that everyone went through, a lot of our hospitality students thought, hey, the sky's falling. Why am I spending money going to school? And all these casinos are closed for 70-some days. But I'm here to tell everybody the gaming business is back, better than ever. Many consecutive billion-dollar months of gross gaming revenue. I mean, Las Vegas is rocking and rolling. And what I thought would be a really cool thing to talk about today was some of the projects that are going on, some of the big openings in 2023, some of the groundbreakings, and some of the major events that are on the way.
You know, Vegas does a fantastic job of reinventing itself and moving the wheel forward and moving the bar up. And I will say this: so we're kind of a players and a dealers advocate, right? And you're more of a, you know, I would say you're a casino advocate in a sense. So if you don't already know, I was a dealer. I broke in 1991 dealing a bird game. And Scott has had a marvelous career in casino gaming. I mean, he has literally opened Macau, worked at, you know, the best jobs here in Vegas, started in Atlantic City.
Opened one casino in Macau.
Opened one, well, okay.
It was a big one, though.
But it was a big one. It was a big one. You know, and you managed to keep all your fingers, even after that one. By the way, that one story you told has really got a lot of traction. I have people literally stop by and go, "Oh my God, that's the greatest story ever." You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where you might have lost a hand or so, or you know you're a risk.
I tried to throw out the triad member.
Yeah, the triads. Yeah, unbelievable.
Rule number 1, gang.
Yeah.
Never try to throw out a triad member.
Yeah, no. Well. But you know, Scott's been a casino manager countless times. I've mostly been on the dealer side of things. I've been a supervisor, open games and open pits and things like that. I had a role in opening casinos in Louisiana, and I've always focused on dice primarily, craps pits, that kind of thing. And of course, you know, Scott has worked with the whole casino from all the player level, the casino level, stuff like this. So I will say that the one thing I miss, as much as it's been, you know, casinos have been on fire. In a good way, the good fire, right? Making a ton of money. But I think that in many cases, like the player has been a little squeezed. And part of these profits are on the backs of, you know, the poor players. You have higher minimum tables.
Oh, yeah.
Lower maximum tables.
You want to talk about parking and resort fees?
Parking and resort fees. Like they're
$6
finding.
Heinekens.
Dude, they're finding new ways to squeeze people that is so inventive. It's not even funny. Yeah. One of our fans recently came in, well, not too recently, but they were talking about how the comp privileges have changed. They got to stick to receipts. They have to print out their receipts, like the pre-receipts, like, hey, this is my drink coupon. They have to literally print them. So based on the tier of player, you stop by the booth, they give you like your 5 coupons, and then that's what you hand in. You can't just like, hey, sign for everything and be done. There's like this, they've just created this whole thing, and it just seems like for me it's a big takeaway.
Yeah.
From the player experience, the value. Remember we talked about the value.
Play. Yeah, I mean that's to me Las Vegas that would separate it Las Vegas from any other jurisdiction or vacation capital was the extreme value of getting here, the affordable room, being able to go to dinner and have a blowout dinner for $60-$70 and for 2 people.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's a tough hustle. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually have to think twice before I'm going to leave home and come back to town. And there's just some months and weeks of the year where you just can't afford it. I mean, we'll get into it in a little bit, but I mean, it's great for the town. It's great for the team members that have these jobs. I mean, how many of our friends had incredible success financially, dealing jobs? I'm talking at least 5 dealing jobs over $100,000.
All right, so here we you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. We're going to go into a lot of these topics, but this is good. So this is kind of a good rant. Like this is a good tangent. This is focused on what casinos in Vegas for the dealers. We've identified at least 4 jobs where you've made well over $100,000 this year as dealers.
Yeah.
The toke rate has gone up significantly. Over 60,000, there's at least 10 jobs. Over 60,000, at least 10 jobs on the strip. So for the most part, everybody has done well. Now, I think we're going to move into, you know, a little bit of a recession. I don't know how you want to what you want to call it, where I think that there might be a different play here. You know, you won't see the same kind of spending, the same kind of money. But I've been very impressed at how generous people have been with frontline employees. You know, I know it's tough to be a waiter or waitress, you know, and I definitely try to, you know, give a few extra dollars. I know what it means it's a tough job, especially in today's environment where you have, you know, potentially you can get sick and you know what I mean? You don't want to be too close. Listen, I don't want to pick up that plate. So I'm really happy to give you a few extra dollars to pick up my plate.
David, in Hawaii, they've got public service announcements that say not only tip your service team members, but thank them for showing up to work.
No, 100%.
I mean, really, how many challenges are there out there for the gaming
tons.
opera right now?
Yeah.
And what's the biggest one? Not enough team members.
Dude, not enough dealers. It's so
Not
amazing.
enough dealers. I can't
Existential.
I can't get enough games open.
It's been unbelievable. I have to say, like, we have been having so many conversations with so many casinos throughout the country. I mean, throughout the world. I'm getting cruise ships calling me. I'm getting casinos in foreign, countries that have just been wondering, like, how do we get dealers? How do we train them?
Yeah.
What's the process? And so we're definitely having different types of conversations, because of the outreach that a school has now, and because of the success of the channel, we can have these conversations, and we're trying to put together this pipeline. We're coming up with the solution. You guys are going to be seeing the what we think is hopefully the solve here really soon, but it really is tremendous. But I do wish, and not every restaurant has to be $100 per person. I used to, like, if I won money, if I cashed out a good Keno machine, sir, okay, I used to think to myself, I can just go over there and hit that restaurant. Like, the
Sure.
first time I ever went to the Circus Steakhouse was me hitting a slot machine, because I could never afford it without actually winning some money, And I didn't even look at the menu. I was like, I'm going there. I'm not going to afford to eat here. And then, boom. You know what I mean? Sure enough. Nowadays, you can't take that for granted, dude. You better wait for that menu to roll up and some prices. And if they don't have the prices listed, you better get some prices, because that meal could set you back, dude.
I got
You might
news
not
for
have
you.
enough.
If there's no prices,
Yeah.
you can't afford it.
That's the thing.
That's the Michaels. That's the Michaels move over at
Yeah.
at Michael's restaurant.
Yeah.
The ladies' menu has no pricing.
Oh God, that scares the hell out of me, dude. Like, I mean, so there's a
I
restaurant
shudder
in
to
town.
think.
It's $400. The price fixed menu is $400 something per person. Holy crap! What's going on with this food where it's $440? Who's caressing my meat before it gets to me? Like, what creates that value? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. That's the one thing about food. I know there's great food out there that's expensive. It came from some exotic animal. But you know what I mean? There's a point where let's get over ourselves a little bit. You know what I mean? Just give me a napkin and a fork and just move on.
A cheesesteak at a fair price.
A cheesesteak at a yeah, no kidding. Although I will say Gordon Ramsay's $25 burger, dude, is kind of worth it. It's really good. So is the Capitol Grill one. Holy crap, dude. All right, well, let's get on to it. So we're going to go over our 2023, coming in 2023, the biggest hits coming to Vegas. And then we have some groundbreakers, and then we're going to have some stories, so stay with us. We're also going to give away some hats. And by the way, it's never too late. So I will say this. We had some email problems with a server of ours. We just moved to a new server because we get a lot of traffic, dude, strangely enough. We moved to a new server. We had a few email hiccups. Dennis actually tried, like, emailing some people, and it would bounce, and we had to call our server and stuff like that. It's never too late. If you're someone who we reached out to and you haven't gotten a hat or you didn't get whatever your prize is, please let us know. Or it's never too late. We're happy to send you the hat. We haven't forgotten about you. And also, by the way, I just want to alert to everyone, we do not give out anything else. I know that sounds... So some people are getting some kind of scam thing from Telegram. If you happen to have that Telegram service, they got something that's saying CEG is giving away prizes. That's not us. Someone sent me a copy of it. That is literally not us.
Yes, I've actually seen this in the comments.
Yeah.
A couple of things to note is
Yeah.
if the YouTube has this @ feature now. If the
Yep.
@ is not at CEG Dealer School on top, that's not us, because the ats are just one person can have those.
Yeah, so that's not us. So be very careful. It's just phishing scams, and I'm sorry about that. Nothing we can do about that. It is what it is, but that's not us. The only time we give away stuff is right here, right now, live. Okay. All right. So let's do this. The first thing on our ticket, which is big for us because it's literally right across the street. It's gone through some drama. Is the Fontainebleau.
Fontainebleau.
Yeah. So
one of the most iconic hotels in Miami.
Yep.
And for this project, it's been going on for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long, tough road, multiple owners.
2006, right?
But they're finally getting to the finish line. They just got their funding, and
they did.
But
Yeah.
This could be a lot of great strip jobs for a lot of team members.
So this used to be the site of the El Rancho here in town, which closed, by the way, before I ever got a chance to step foot in it. Something like 1995, maybe, something like this. But for the longest time, they had the damn billboard, their billboard they had outside. That was the property was gone, but their billboard was still there advertising the place. I always wonder what the hell that was about. But All right, so I think Dennis is trying to share the PowerPoint, but we'll roll this out. So originally, the original owners of the Fontainebleau, the guys that envisioned this, okay, at some point, recession hits, 2008 comes around, they run out of money or run out of funding, and they lose the property, okay? They lose it to bankruptcy. It sits there. It's literally just a shell. It sits there for years until Carl Icahn goes, hey, I unloaded this. I think right before that he unloaded the Strat because he used to have a ownership role in the Strat. He buys the bones, the bare bones, and it was sitting there forever, dude. And the county was trying to get them to put up, kind of a wall so you didn't see it, but it just sat there. It was
a major eyesore on the strip.
Huge eyesore. It was like almost completed. It almost looked like this for the longest time. I mean, from the outside, but apparently the inside needed a lot of work. So finally, a guy comes along, buys it from Carl Icahn, the Drew, and then it gets renamed the Drew. A new developer comes along, but for whatever reason he can't get the final funding. He can't get to the finish line, and so ultimately he sells it back to a property group with the original owner who started this. It's been this whole sort of ownership drama.
The circle of life.
It is for a casino, which is it's great because it finally gets to finish.
Right.
By the way, we put up this thing. I have some tidbit information too. By the way, that's not even on here. So this is going to be the largest structured building. Okay, not the stratosphere is still higher, but it's like a spire. It's not a whole building.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is going to be the largest building in Vegas or in Las Vegas. 68 stories, 3.4 million square feet. 173,000 square feet casino, and it's going to have one of the largest, or if not the largest, ballroom.
Number one,
without a column.
Yep.
No column. How the hell does that work, dude?
An engineering marvel.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
How do you? Wouldn't that be scary that you're afraid of the? There's no column.
I'm a casino guy. I'm not an engineer.
Yeah.
But I know that. I mean, can you imagine the events that they could put on in something like that?
Yeah, with no column.
You
Like running events,
indoor
what
sports.
Kind of indoor sport. That's what I was thinking, like a soccer. Now you have no column.
XFL.
I mean, what other events does it preclude? You know what I mean? Damn that column. Does everybody go in there and go, damn it, I need a columnless? I guess. I mean,
something to lean on.
Yeah, something to lean. I don't know. But here's the thing. So they had this some kind of foofy designer come in there. I say foofy, but some high-end, really well-known designer come in and design all their retail spaces. So finished retail spaces. Because, they're right across the street, this is. And we were like, let's, say hello and...
One retail guy to another?
Yeah. And they're like, they want... so, I don't know how true this is, and I don't want to take away from anybody's, but I have heard that their rents are going to be through the roof. Like, rents. If you want to have a retail space there, you better be selling some really nice stuff, dude. Because no 99-cent stores, dude. No, you know what I mean? Like, no... They're going full throttle with that one. I don't want to say what the rates are, but I heard that it's $200 a square foot. Can you imagine?
No.
I mean, who can afford that? Who pays it? Is that what people pay? I don't pay that. I can't imagine. I mean, what kind of business do you run out of that? Are you selling Ferraris? I mean, even then, I don't understand how you can make. But anyways, let's just say they're gonna have some really high-end stores. Just setting foot in there might set you back, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You might get a waif of air and it might charge you. You know what I'm saying? Something might be going on. All right. Well, anyways, okay, tell us the chatter. So you add a little bit of context.
Well, before you get too far,
yes.
I do have a couple super chats. We have Tony says, do you think one of the reasons why table limits are so higher than usual, is because there's fewer dealers to work with?
No. So table game minimums are higher because, quite frankly, casinos have found a way they have changed the model for how they profit from the games. It's the net win now. They're looking for, it's not so much about the overall cash that comes into the game. They're looking to profit more from every person that plays. And if you wonder why they don't lower these table minimums, it's literally because of that formula has worked out really well. And until that formula changes again, so when the pandemic hit and everyone ended up with a lot of fat money, and at first they weren't opening all these tables, they raised these limits. And what they realized, what casinos found, and it's the same way they've removed a lot of slot machines and raised the slot machine minimums in some cases, because they found that this sort of dynamic adds to a higher net profit, right?
Yeah, well, that's where the hands per hour come in.
Yeah.
In the slot world, they got more elbow room. They feel more comfortable. More time on device. More time on device leads to more revenue.
Yep.
Raising the limit, raising the minimums. Maybe fewer people playing at the table. Maybe before pre-pandemic, 8 players to a side on the crab table.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, we can only have 3 or 4
Right.
to a side. But what does that lead to? More rolls.
Yeah.
Blackjack, the same thing. It's not a full table. We can get more hands out.
Right.
So being able to raise the minimum, and you're getting a lot more hands out. That's really computing to a successful operation.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, casinos have this has helped them sort of change this model. That's why you're not going to see a rapid return to lower limit tables. I think in some areas of town, if the environment in Vegas becomes more competitive, which it might be, but right now there's a bit of a I wouldn't say they're not talking to each other, and there's no collusion or anything like that. But they clearly, table game directors know what's going on at other properties. If for some reason 10 properties start lowering their table minimums, they might have to rethink, where they're at. But as long as they're all at 15 and they're comfortable and they're riding the wave of profits and people are playing them, and they're realizing, the higher theoretical wins for the casino, and realistically, people come stupid to Vegas. I don't know how else to say it, but if you're on a $15 table and you buy it for $100, you got nowhere to go. Your odds of losing and not creating opportunity with that money is exponentially higher. You can't, I talk about this a lot on the channel, short playing. Vegas is a tough place to come with short money when it comes to table games. Believe it or not, craps has lots of opportunity if you can buy in. But if you're buying in, we saw a guy the other day, $50 table, buy it for $100. What are you gonna do with $100? You can't do anything with $100. You're gonna make 2 stupid bets and walk away, and that's free money for the casino. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say that plays out.
And
with
then
everyone.
you had a bad experience.
And then you had a bad experience.
Then
Same
you
thing
tell
with
your
Blackjack.
friends that you had a bad experience.
It sucked. I sucked.
Yeah.
The money sucked. Everything sucked. All right. So, and this goes on. But I do feel like if we come to the soft recession, in my opinion, I think will in some ways, help Vegas. I really think so. First of all, this show is going to be about all the opportunity that's being created here and all the new things that are coming, and a lot of companies are doubling down on Vegas. We talked earlier. We're going to get to that about one person who kind of shorted Vegas. They decided to opt out of Vegas, but that's the minority. Most people are doubling down. They see Vegas as a long-term play. Some of the biggest, smartest people, are making these, money decisions, and they see it as a long-term play. So, but I do think that competition is getting fiercer. You got 3 major tribes that moved in recently, which have diversified a little bit of the casino operations. Not everything is MGM and Caesars, right? So, I think that there's opportunity. And if we get to a point in this recession where people are coming with less money to spend, you're going to have to look at creating maybe a little more competitive table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$10, $5. How about some more $5 tables at least, or $10 tables? But anyways, all right.
One more super chat.
Yes.
$2 from Chaos says, I think the Fontainebleau will be the best resort.
Dude, I think it's going to be, you know what, the Fontainebleau. So here's Colleen. So tell us about Colleen Birch, sir. Let us know.
She was really very well respected, successful operator over at Cosmopolitan, UNLV grad. And
she's a native.
Yeah.
She's been to Vegas. She's a native of Vegas, long time Vegas. She's very well respected in gaming.
Big time. Yeah, a tremendous reputation and chief operating officer
of Fontainebleau. So what we hear is, what I think is going to happen is Fontainebleau is going to make a run at being the next IT casino. That given the fact that they've moved her over and some of the other names that are coming attached to this property.
Yeah.
Because Cosmo has been the IT casino for quite a while. The elegant casino is kind of the Bellagio. The high-end European property is the Aria. The MGM Grand is just anybody else with money. You know what I mean? Like that's always been sort of a popular thing. But Cosmo's been kind of the it money for the crypto millionaires, the young millionaires, anyone tired of San Francisco. You know what I mean? Selling their house.
They got to hit a home run with the club scene.
I think
they
they're going to.
They definitely have to hit a home run with the day club, the night club, all that kind of thing. It's a major piece of what drives people to come to town now.
I think that hearing about this designer, I wish I had his name. He's like this French designer, big foofy designer. Everyone, people will be like, oh my God, this guy is, you know what I mean? I've never heard of him. I'm not in that world. You know what I mean? But if he translates as like what, we think, I think that'll create a really wonderful space. And I think it'll draw a lot of attention. And it could very well become the next IT property. Interestingly, Resorts World opened. And it was not everybody was convinced like that's what they were going for, all the entertainment, big property, high-end casino, obviously, catered toward the Asian action. But, ultimately, it didn't work out right away. I will say they've evolved, dude. Resorts World has come a long way.
Have you stayed there?
I have.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Karen and I got to stay there. We
Yep.
had a wonderful time.
I stayed at
thought
the
it was
Conrad.
great. Yeah.
I got the big queen. That's the one to go. They get you a fat square feet. I had heard the rooms were all so small. My room wasn't that small. It was fantastic.
I thought it was
brand
great.
new. No, I had a great experience.
Luke Bryant show. I mean, the
Yep.
talent lineup that they have there is second to
Well, I
none.
left my chaps at home. Isn't he a Western singer?
He's a country guy.
Our country guy?
Yeah. I'm not a real big country guy, but it
Really?
was an incredible show.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
My-
Fantastic.
My Karen loves the country music.
I left my really.
Oh,
Oh
big
yeah.
time. Huge.
Yeah, they're attracting all the best entertainers. We've had some of the most fun that I've had playing. I love the open floor. I love the room.
I had a good time in the casino too.
Yeah, you're not sitting. They have downtown casino odds for their we call on the craps tables.
Yeah. How about the electronic marker? Did you take a marker?
A marker?
Yeah, I set up a credit line just because I wanted to.
Oh, really?
Just because.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're Scott Morrow.
come on, man. So, and what was really cool is bellying up to the game
Yeah.
after the Luke Bryant show. There was the whole table was dealers that I used to work with.
Oh my God,
that
really?
I worked with at Red Rock.
And
so
here
they've
you
got
are.
a lot of really good. And Red Rock was one of my favorite
Yeah.
openings. That was a really cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a really great time on the crap table. But my point was the markers, everything was electronic. No paper marker.
Oh, really?
Everything was
Wow.
It was all digital.
Yeah, I don't know if I can afford your action, sir.
Oh, come on,
That's
man.
that's not coming. Okay. Hey, all right. So I love Resort. We were there where they were filming some big ass commercials. Fantastic. I don't know when it's coming out, but they had a lot of over the top people playing. They had shut off a bit of the
Were
casino.
they promoting CQ?
Yeah, no, that's next, dude. we love them, by the way. They have amazing. Their concierge services guy over there is absolutely fantastic. They've offered to host us like for nothing, just walk over there, do a whole thing, and So we were gonna take over their food court for a minute, and he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just let us know. We'll tape off a little area, 100 people, no problem. So all right. Well, I think the Fontainebleau is definitely becoming okay. Ready? Next up.
I'm fired up about this one.
Dude, this is fantastic. All right, so here, you introduce it. You segue.
Durango Station coming soon.
Yeah.
Southwest part of the valley, right by Rhodes Ranch. Tremendous zip code, very affluent part of town.
Yeah.
A lot of our Asian friends live in Rhodes Ranch.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do a very big
More than one
Baccarat.
Baccarat table over
I think there may be more than one mini
Yeah.
Baccarat game, so
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. But what I'm really fired up about is the leadership that's in place. I think I'm very confident that David Horn's going to bring greatness to
A legendary
Durango.
station boss.
Yeah, well, here's what I really respect about David is he did it the right way. He started out and he worked in almost every department and excelled in every department. And he's a tremendous casino operator. He's had many major jobs at stations, and now they tasked David with from scratch.
Yeah, open the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, here's your job. Make sure that Durango Station is a home run, and there's a lot of money invested in that, and I'm really excited to see what goes on there. I'm very comfortable and confident that it's going to be a home run. I really do. It's going to be a great job for a lot of stations team
fantastic
members.
job.
A lot of stations team members that are at the lower toke rate places, because I think this will instantly be
The number one job.
it's going to give Red Rock a run for their money.
Red Rock is number one.
Well,
GVR is next.
Why is Red Rock number one? Not only is it a gorgeous property, but it's in the most affluent
Yeah, great zip
code.
Just Summerlin.
when
Just
you
smack
talk
dab.
location, you're in Summerlin,
Yeah.
You got guys like Andre Agassi rolling out of bed in their pajamas playing
No,
big
100%.
blackjack. I mean, it's good stuff.
By the way, the lobby of that place is fantastic. I don't know why people don't take more pictures. When you go outside from the casino and go into the lobby, it's just so cool. They have this little circular thing. You can look down. They have a little bar there. Actually, places to sit. It's so nice. But anyways,
Red Rock's incredible.
Red Rock's a nice property, dude. But I just went to Lucille's Barbecue for the first time the other day. It was fantastic. I took my mother there. It was very confusing. We were all confused. My mother's very confusing sometimes, but damn, she even liked it.
You gonna make me go barbecue on you?
I mean, the barbecue thing is fantastic. What? Oh, you got barbecue?
Ellis Island, bro.
I mean, it used to be a thing. I remember when people would line up on Wednesdays. They used to have industry night. You remember when all the dealers and everything would
They line up every day. 4 o'clock. It kicks off.
I have to retry
There's a
it.
line all the time.
I gotta retaste.
We got 2 more super chats, by the way.
Okay, we'll always stop for super chats. You can interrupt the hell out of us, dude. That's the thing.
Gus gave us $5. Said, Scott, at
Hey,
what
Gus.
point does a casino GM decide to lower the minimums?
Oh, this is great.
If there's no one in the place, if nobody's playing, because
You know-
I've never seen a dead game make money, and it's like everything else. It's supply and demand. So if the place is rocking on a Saturday night, it's a tough hustle to have $5 and $10 games.
Yeah.
But if my thing was I've never seen a dead game make money. So if the place is slow, you want to lower the minimums, grandfather those folks in, let them go to $5, go to $10, and let those folks play, and then when you get 2 or 3 players at the table, you raise it up. Why is this guy allowed to play $10? He's been playing $10 all day, sir. We just moved it up.
Yeah.
You can win that one. That's an easy one to win.
See,
But it's real supply and demand. But
Yeah.
if it's slow, you don't want your ego as a leader to take over, because nobody's making money. The boss isn't making money. Stockholders aren't making money. The dealers, and I've seen a lot of really great dealers. I've never seen a dealer make money on a dead game.
I mean, it's hard to do, dude.
It's hard to do.
At the IP,
And
they were
not get
running that-
arrested.
and not get arrested. At the IP,
Yeah.
they were doing great. They were doing great. 3 players a day, $1,000 toke drops is fantastic. You know what's interesting is I won't say you're the minority, but I've talked to a lot of bosses, and some of them literally will not move those table limits to save them. They have this low level. They have this one level. One boss told me that to some extent for him, it's about perception of the games. He doesn't want to get the word getting out that they have these low-end games.
God forbid somebody go
And-
home and say, I had a really great time. I could
I
buy
mean-
in for $10,
Yeah.
and I got some time at the table,
Yeah.
and it was really great. I met these awesome
Yep.
dealers. Come
No.
on, man.
I've
I mean,
literally
it's like-
had I'm not a GM, but
I'm all about the value play.
no, 100%.
I'm all about the value play. I mean, that's-
you've opened a $3 game before. You brought in a $3 game because the place is dead. This was years ago, obviously. But
yeah, but what happened?
that's fantastic. It got
Yeah, because
full.
I'm you're talking about the crap table at
Yep.
Palace Station.
Yep.
So Graveyard, the game was dead all the time. They had $5, $10 game. It's dead all the time. I said, so we're gonna go to $3.
Uh-huh.
So the thing was $3, 333 was the advertisement. $3 game from 3 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, that's great.
The drop went up $1 million.
I know.
The drop went up to $1 million. I had I had a box man actually run me down, say,
violation.
"Do you have any idea what you're doing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
100%.
kind of do have
Yeah.
an idea what I'm doing.
No.
Because, all right, you're the craps guru. $3 game, and there's no change on the table. What's the 6 pay? $3.
$3.
So every time they win, they lose 50 cents.
Yeah.
$3 on the 5 and 9.
Yeah,
What's the
$4.
price? $4,
Yeah.
not $4.20.
Not $4.20.
Okay, so
Yeah.
at the end of the year of
Yeah.
those millions of rolls that happened,
Yeah.
what happens? We printed money.
Yeah, printing money. dude.
The craps hold went crazy. The
10 pays
drop went up.
$5.
Dealers make more money.
Dude, it's
So
fantastic.
I mean, does it pencil? Oh, $3 game, you're never going to make money. Again, I've never seen a dead game make money.
I totally agree. I can't wait till we own a casino, sir. I can't wait.
I got one more super
I
chat.
can't wait.
Super chat, go.
Cakes and
VA
pies.
Crap
Cakes
Shooters
and pies.
gave us $5. Says,
Uh.
has food and entertainment taken over gaming as the most important part of the casino?
Food entertainment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
food,
food
and
and
entertainment.
entertainment.
Man, that's a great question.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. It's like how much money of the total pie is generated in the casino?
I mean, a lot. I would love to see
It's
the
about
statistic.
30%.
Yeah, a lot.
It's
but
about 30%. The hotel makes big money.
Yep.
And now these nightclubs, day clubs, you're selling a $35 bottle of Grey Goose for $1,000.
Yeah.
There's a lot of markup there.
That is nice.
You know what I mean? That's good chatter.
Yeah, that's
You know,
good
with
cheddar.
no risk.
Yeah, 100%.
No risk.
I think more than anything else, the revenue that has been diversified, in the casino or resort environment, has changed how bosses look at the casino. The casino used to be a much larger share of that revenue and the profits, right? And now it's not. So casinos don't take the same risks anymore. They don't like the same. There are some casinos that pushed out some high level players. They just don't need the action. They don't want the action. They don't want to take the risk. They're happy to get, $15 players in. They're happy for people to play at a certain level. Like the Kerry Packers we were talking. There are some, he could not play his minimum bet at many casinos in Vegas anymore. There are $25,000 blackjack hands. I mean, as a contract bet, there's a lot of casinos will not take that action. Have run out players for that action, and it just doesn't exist. And craps tables is one of those. Is one of the same things. There are casinos that literally won't play to a certain level. They don't support that because they don't have to. They're making a ton of money serving $200 steaks, 6-ounce steaks. You know what I mean? It's not a thing. So I think in many respects it's and I think it's good business. These companies have seen it as a way, to move forward. They change the relationship. We if you're older, and we have a lot of older members of our audience who kind of bemoan the fact that some of that's lost, that whole value thing, that $9.99. Remember the billboards? When
Get off my lawn,
dude! When you used to come into Vegas, you would go down the strip and it was like $8.99 steak and lobster, $10.99. You know what I mean? Now it's just
my very first night in town.
Yeah.
Very, very first night in town. My buddy picks me up at the airport. Where you want to go? I want to go to the Horseshoe. I heard all about the crap dealers at the Horseshoe.
Yeah.
Roll up on the Horseshoe. Go to that center bar that they had there.
Yeah.
2 Heinekens and 2 Crown Royals. Guy comes out, $5. I said, no, I got them all. He goes, $5. Dude, you can't get a Heineken for $5 now.
No, you can't get anything.
All
no.
right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's 30 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
But the value, it's
the
just
value is no longer there.
There is no
yeah.
value.
No, they've changed that.
Go to the Raiders game, $20
Yeah.
beers. I mean, the Knights game. I'd love to go, but I mean, it's...
I for the first time
And bring your plastic because we don't take
No,
cash.
you got to bring no plastic. I'm at a crap game about 2 years ago, and it was we were there as a school, or I was there representing the school, and I hear some guy, I hear a cocktail waitress tell a guy at a crap table how much his drink is going to be, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, are you really have to pay? So if you don't order a beer at this casino, if you don't order just whatever they have as a beer, and you order a specialty drink, they charge you. It's a different thing. And I'm like, no way, dude. That never used to be a thing. First of all, if it was anything like that, they would just be like, dude, well, you got to go to the bar to get that. I didn't realize they it was like a $25 drink, dude. I don't understand. What are they doing to a $25 drink that makes it that special? You know what I mean? So, anyways, I'm always going to be confused. The squinting pasta, that drives me insane. But anyways, all right. Are you ready? All right, so Durango Station big. By the way, they're going to have 40 EV stations. So for those of you who are buying Teslas and don't have a house, boom, you can just hang out at Durango Station. Done.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And do your whole day.
Yeah.
All right, that's a whole nother conversation. All right, so
That's the forward thinking of David Horn.
dude, we've seen it being built. It looks very similar to Red Rock.
Sure.
And from the renderings, obviously, it'll have a little bit different veneer.
These guys know what they're doing.
That's
these
easy.
station guys know what they're doing.
They're like,
man.
listen, do you want a plan? We already got plans, dude. Here's the plans. You know what I mean? We're going to repaint it, you know what I mean? Refresh it, and then we just move on. All right. Here's the thing that I'm most excited about in this town. I have to tell you, I'm so excited.
I'm with you.
I want to eventually own a home near this place because I think it's going to be just so wonderful. I don't know. It's been so intriguing for me. Maybe it's because of my love of the ball. You know what I mean? Did you see that, Dennis? Not the balls. So this is the MSG Sphere. Can you share this slide with them? Wow, he's just look at him pounding away over there at this.
He's grinding.
He's working with all the messages, sir. It's probably most of them are probably like Alan Toy talking smack. But here it is. This is a daytime picture, not the glossy picture that a lot of people used to see. This is the MSG Sphere, It's going to be the first of its kind. There's going to be a couple more built in the world. 516 feet diameter.
MSG, Madison Square Garden.
Yes, Madison Square Garden is the one building that, which, by the way, I grew up in New York City, and I remember going to the Madison Square Garden to watch the Flintstones, dude. And you know what I mean? The Flintstones in concert, bro. I mean, that's what I remember. I went to see the Rockettes at some point. I think
Viva Rock Vegas.
But before that, I went to Flintstones in concert. And guess who was there? I remember either Donnie or Marie Osmond and little Michael Jackson all by himself. And I must have been 6 years old, something like this. But it was like this. It was a big thing for me, dude. Big. So I'm very. If you guys haven't heard, they're building this a sort of back Howard Hughes Parkway and behind where the Venetian is or the Sands Expo.
Very, very either connected or very accessible to the Venetian. Why? Venetian's one of the number one convention hotels in town. Yep. This is going to be, when they're not doing concerts, this is going to be an incredible convention venue.
Oh, it's going to be massive. Yeah. So if you buy a seat in here, you will be in like they're going to have these language zones. You're going to be able to punch in your language, and they're going to be able to, whatever language you speak, translate whatever's going on the stage into your own language. That's one of the coolest features. Mm-hmm. These entire spheres is surrounded by these high-tech digital screens. They'll be able to make the sphere disappear. So as they're taking pictures of whatever's on the other side, they'll broadcast it to the side you're looking at, and it'll look like you're seeing through it. And I mean,
they can project the show outside.
Yeah, they can project the whole show outside. Yeah. And of course,
opening act.
Go
for it.
No, you might as well let him know, dude. This is your people, dude. He wears a cowboy hat. You know what I'm saying?
You too.
Yeah, Bono is back.
Bono's back.
I didn't know he was still alive, but I guess so. That makes sense.
Bono's back and better than ever.
He came from he found some time away from the jungle. I don't know where he lives. He's always on some kind of cause, but just great. You know what I mean? But he's back to actually sing.
He's recharged.
Yeah, this is gonna pull. Do they do concerts anymore? You two?
Not sure.
Really? Because
I got a chance to see him twice in town.
Really?
Yeah, once at the Silver Bowl and once at Thomas and Mack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Silver Bowl was fun.
Was it fun? All right,
it was awesome.
Wow, I didn't even have the track. Wow. Well, I mean, look at this. I just gave up on this slide, dude. That's not much of a slide. Show them what kind of slide we got for the. All right, so we'll move on from the Hemisphere Sphere, but just know, put this on. I think it's going to be one of those things that has a huge impact on Vegas. I really do. I think people are going to come from all just to be part of this.
Oh yeah,
just to go here.
Let's if there's an event going on there. Plus, we talked about conventions, so your company's going to put on an event there. So you're coming to town for that. But a concert or whatever else is going on there, if you're in town for a couple of days, that's a must stop.
It's literally a walking. I'm
sure they'll be doing tours during the day, downtime,
yeah,
like they do at a lot of the other venues.
It's a short walk from the front of the Sands Expo. Like literally, before you go to the doors on Spring Mountain or Twain or whatever the hell that street runs into right there, you just to the left. You just go to the left and it's right there. It's like very short, a short walk, and then you have Howard Hughes Parkway on the other side, essentially sort of the back end of Restaurant Row. Mm-hmm. So like there's just that whole little area will be so impactful. I think it's gonna be fantastic, and it will feed this whole north side of the strip because you're gonna have all these people staying, not just going to the convention and then bailing, because people start at the Venetian and then they tend to just go up the south side of the strip. Now you're gonna want to go down the north side of the strip, which is great for us, great for Strat,
and you'll have Fontainebleau.
Yeah, Fontainebleau. You know what I mean? I love the Fontainebleau. And then you'll have, and then every now and then some poor person will wander into the SLS because that's there. If you didn't already know, they've reinvented themselves yet again. I don't want to throw shade on the SLS other than the fact that it's done. But we used to send them a lot of dealers, and they used to have like a working relationship. And one of our friends used to run the casino there, And we had this wonderful relationship with them, and we provide them a lot of dealers. And then I go in there not too long ago, and I'm like, hey, we want to work with you at Send Dealer. Because you would think it's in a great place for breaking in. It's a break-in job. Didn't used to be. When Bennett owned the place, it was not a break-in job. You had to be a good dealer. He brought in some real class. He made sure the dealers make money. He brought in some, but, that's changed. But anyway, so they've reinvented themselves again, which it looks fantastic, by the way. Whoever came in to design the place the last time, should be taken out and quartered. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Hey, yo.
The
And
monkey on the back,
what a great new name.
I know.
The Sahara.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they come. That's right. They're back to the Sahara now. They gave up the whole thing because.
But that S is real special.
No, 100%.
That font, the font on that S, boy, that's a worldwide label right there. But that's a brand.
It looks great. The casino floor looks fantastic. No, I have nothing against it. I know that the family is really trying to put money and make this a destination.
Chicky and Pete's, baby.
But if that steakhouse pulls out, dude, so go short. If that steakhouse leaves, dude, that place doesn't have a lot of years. I mean, right now, that steakhouse is literally, I think, the destination. It's not even the casino chain. It's literally the steakhouse. You guys can look that up. But so we.
I think you're a little bitter about that.
No, I'm not really bitter. So
I don't
we
know.
go in
You're
there.
taking this very personal,
I talked to some guy, and I'm like, yeah, we want to come down. We want to bring you dealers because we had this really wonderful working relationship. A lot of their dealers, so for some reason, they just, after that, they just blew us off. I'm not really sure. But they used to have, I just want to go back to the old designs, all right? They used to have monkeys on the backs of the dealers. That was part of their design, literally on their vests. Who the hell wants a monkey on their back? Isn't that the whole idea, is not to have a monkey on your back? Why would someone make that a design? I mean, it used to drive me insane. Not to mention the fact that the carpets in there went from some crazy kaleidoscope to like some other crazy colors. And then and the VIP lounge, and I had to bring friends of mine just to see this. So they used to have this VIP thing with this sort of smoked up glass, and you would sit on a hand. They had these little hands that the seat was a...
The seat was a hand?
Was a hand. I don't want some guy's hand. I don't want someone's hand up my ass while I'm trying to work out what I'm getting for casino thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just it just seemed like really bad. Whoever was involved in the design just literally didn't have any context for a casino. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I'm hearing you.
I'm just saying from a design perspective, this is not the way I would go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right. Well, anyways, but they moved on. By the way, the place is beautiful. If you haven't gone in, you should really stop in. I would say that. And they have some wonderful dealers there, all of whom we know. They have a great shift manager who's there. She's wonderful, who does the hiring there. And if you haven't seen it, you should really go. They've redone the valet, the entrance, and the casino floor is wonderful. I just hope it works out for them now. I think they finally at a point where I think they have their best chance of success. You know what I mean? But anyways.
Let's hope.
Really quick super chat.
Yeah.
Broke Gambler gave us $1.99. Says, keep up the good work, CQ gang. Tuning in from Texas.
Oh, fantastic. Hello, Texas.
Texas, come on, baby.
Dude, we need those casinos,
We
buddy.
need
Vote it
casinos
in.
in Texas. Vote for that.
Yeah, no, you guys got close, huh? I don't know how close it came, but I think it was on the ballot, no? They wanted to run 2 licenses
they're
out
ready
there.
To roll.
Dude, when
they want to move forward. Let's make it happen.
I mean, we'll see what happens. All right. The next one, I don't have I should have done a Formula 1 track. You don't even do it. So the
Let's
next
talk
one,
Formula 1.
Formula 1, give it to me. What do
Okay,
you
so
like?
Formula 1 is going to be one of the biggest events ever to hit the town. The whole coming in November, November of this year, the whole town sold out.
Yeah.
They're talking about $1 million packages.
Yeah, $1 million. There were 7 of them. At
The
Wynn,
highest
they
room,
all sold out.
Yeah, and the room rates are off the charts. It's the highest room rates ever in town.
Listen, you better bring a few extra massage therapists in for that $1 million package. So the Wynn offered this ridiculous over-the-top package, like 7 of them for $1 million, I believe. They all sold out. Gone.
Yeah.
The Bellagio at some ridiculous. So all $1,000 a night. It's scaled, and they all sold out and gone.
If you have rooms facing the strip,
nah.
That's.
If you're looking to stay in Vegas, you just need to call me. I got a few extra rooms. I got a basement. I got some. I mean, the same.
That'd be like Airbnb heaven, wouldn't it?
I don't know what's going on with my damn phone. I don't know how to connect it.
Silence your phone.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I can't talk now. How about that? So it's very interesting. So believe it or not, Formula 1 was here in 1982 at Caesars. They had an event for Caesars where I'm guessing they ran
drove
through
around
the counts before they removed the fountains.
This is big time. This is going to be blasting down the strip. And I was talking to, again, Ellis Island. They're going to put a grandstand out. And there's going to be a lot of big buy-in for this. It's going to be great.
I'm surprised to see. I know it's a big sport, and I know there's a lot of money, especially in Europe. But we don't really see a lot of it here, right? It's mostly a European sport.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but
I mean
anything that drives head counts into town.
And they're literally closing the strip, running this damn event right through the strip, dude. That's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
I mean, $1,000 at night, that's good Airbnb money right there, buddy.
Think about that, though, shutting down the strip for a couple days.
I mean, that's big. I mean, I can't imagine. Is there anything else does that? I mean,
shutting down the strip?
They don't even shut it down.
Sinatra passing away, maybe. I mean,
Sinatra.
yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm interested to see how this goes off and how few people, die. You know what I'm saying?
What?
I mean, well, don't these cars go off the track and just run into crowds? I mean, how does this work? I mean, do they set that up?
Safety first.
Oh,
safety first. Always safety first.
Yeah, no. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be
excited.
ultra successful.
I'm going to get up on the roof of the mall, dude. I'm going to watch it from here.
If there's one thing that's for sure, when Las Vegas gets blessed to have a major event,
yeah.
they crush it.
They go big, dude.
They do really
They
well.
really go big.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm spending $1 million for my Wynn package, I want, you know what I mean? I want some good stuff going on.
You want good chatter?
I want to know what the hell's in that I want to know what's going on with that, you know what I mean, package. $1 million bucks, dude. I want to feel really good for $1 million, like literally, like all over good. You know what I mean? Like old school Vegas good. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
I got you.
No, 100%. $1 million should buy you a few snacks along the way. All right.
Atomic Golf.
This is the next one. So this is great, and this is another way that the Stratosphere has reinvented itself, man, and become a destination finally. You know what I mean? So our buddy Brian, he made that. He played a role in sort of redesigning the casino floor.
Did a great job.
Ramping up ramping up that as a destination. High limit Bach, you know what I mean? Higher contract tables, all that stuff, and really made it. And now they've announced they're gonna have Atomic Golf.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, golf is very, very big here in Las Vegas. A lot of our high-end guests, that's where they come for the golf, and to be able to have a couple hundred bays that they're going to have there, and it's going to be
103 hitting bays.
103 hitting bays.
I know, that's
and I'm sure there'll be all kinds of other amenities that
there'll be a lot of amenities. I bet I can get a massage while I'm watching
I bet
golf.
you can get a $6 Heineken.
$6 Heineken. I think this is going to be you have Top Golf right now that is not so
That's
budget
home of the
friendly.
$12 Heineken.
Dude, that's
the $10 bottle of water. You're a busy
I
guy.
got casinos calling. It's like nonstop. Yeah, I gotta let them go to. I don't know. I can't get my watch turned off. Here, let me give the watch to Dennis because the watches drive me insane. Yeah, leave that one up there. Here, buddy. Just disconnect or put it on do not D&D, whatever the hell you have to do. I'm loving the strap because I can imagine it's going to be a little more budget friendly. Not completely.
No.
But it'll be.
It won't be Top Golf.
It won't be Top Golf. It'll be great. I'm sure it's a wonderful. And this
Top Golf, the Bellagio of golf.
Yeah,
So
I just need.
it's cheaper to play Shadow Creek than to go to Top Golf.
Shadow Creek?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I've heard that place is absurdly expensive. No.
It's pretty awesome.
You got to get invited, no?
Back in the day when Mr. Wynn owned it, we got a chance to when we were working there.
Really?
Supervisor could take 3 dealers.
Yeah.
So that's as soon as I got promoted, like all my dealer friends were torturing me all the time.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, I was real popular back then. I got a chance to play it.
You
over
play
10,
golf?
A little bit.
I don't play. I can't hit a ball, dude, to save my life, dude. It would have to be the size.
I really enjoy it. I wish I could play better. If there's one thing I could wish I could really do a lot better.
You know what I know about golf is if you don't get it in 10 strokes, they literally give up watching you play because I hit the 10th stroke and still missed the damn hole.
The guys I play with, if you don't pick, you better pick your ball
and
up.
then you're just done. I thought, listen, what are you doing, dude? I can go until I hit the damn ball in. You know what I mean? They're like, no, that's it. 10, that's it.
Yeah. We got to put a little.
Yeah.
No,
I
you
was
can't slow
out.
down the play.
Nah, I got back on the cart and just started drinking, dude. Yeah, that was hole 1, by the way. Anyways, all right. So you ready? We have
quick.
Yep.
2 more super chats.
Yeah.
We have LV Degen said, question for Professor Scott.
Yeah.
Do you see Vegas ever returning to a value destination, or is it just going to become a Walt Disney World for adults?
B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think. I think that if there were some niche casinos that would really reach out to the value play, I mean, at least on Sunday through Thursday. Saturday and Sunday, you got to make money. You owe it to everybody to try to get as much as you can at these tables on Saturday and Sunday. And don't get me wrong here now, gang. When I'm talking about the value play, you always have to have the high limit game for the big player. The big player shows up, they always have to have a game. There's always got to be a room. So that dead game not making money, it makes sense if the big player rolls in and now they're playing $100 a hand, or if they're playing big money. But when you got multiple games that are not in action, it's time to adjust your minimums. And to me, I just don't buy into it projects a bad message. That's to me. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's laziness. It's laziness.
Yeah.
If the dealers are saying, "Oh, this is BS," it's you're making my game $5. You want to go home with an envelope? Mm-hmm. You just can't make money on a dead game.
I agree.
But I wish the value play. There's still a little bit of value left in town, but
Ellis,
but
El Cortez.
What about the Royal Inn? What's going on there?
Okay, well, listen here, buddy.
got
We
no
can only brave so much. The Royal?
Yeah.
Really?
They got
No?
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not with you, buddy. I think some of those places are past life experience. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
I've been out of town for a couple
you've been
days.
out of town for a minute. There's a few less casino. You know what? I would love our goal, our end goal. I don't know how this will ever become a thing, but our end goal is to literally do a boutique experience for our player base and reintroduce old school. I don't know. I think that if you run it with enough social media and you diversify revenue again,
sure.
Then you rely less on, and you make the gaming a part of the nostalgia. It's not really a profit. It's just a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we've talked about this a lot. Like if we could ever get to the point where we could open our own casino and have, not a lot of tables, but some tables, and really focus on our value-based play. You know what I mean? I mean, it's thinking about it, like a Kickstarter, kind of a whole casino. Wouldn't that be funny? Okay.
One more super chat.
Yes.
Low roller DJ gave us $2. Said favorite MGM strip property to play craps.
Wow. What's your favorite MGM strip property to play craps?
Not for me, but for Alex would probably be the M. I think it's from MGM, right?
No, it's not MGM. It's Penn Gaming.
Oh, that's Penn.
Move on.
To me, it's a little biased because I was, involved with the opening of the crap pit, but
yeah.
I think Aria does an incredible job.
I would agree. First of all, Aria now officially has the best dealers, and in my opinion,
they're fantastic.
The Bellagio dealers have fallen amok.
I got no comment there.
Yeah, no.
Don't get me involved in that one.
We went to Bellagio the other day, and it was not the experience we had hoped. But anyways,
I'm very happy and proud of what's going on at the Aria.
No, I think Aria, is taking.
They're making great money. They're pumping hard, and
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot of sticks up in the
It's got to be the top, yeah, and the sticks are all in the right place, though. That's the thing. So I think at Aria is the new bar, the new high bar for here at Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, are you ready?
A lot of projects coming soon.
No, we have now Breaking Ground.
Breaking Ground.
Stuff. Well, this one is interesting. It's the Dream.
I had a dream.
And it's a boutique property, opening a boutique resort and showing you just what can be done on the Strip. And it's not intended to be, they're not going to try and compete with all the big, so this is on the south side, a little bit further down. And it's 20-story, 520 rooms, a small casino floor, relatively 20,000 square feet is relatively small. That's like literally the size of, if you guys had ever, Texas Station had about that size table game floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going for a whole different experience, really close. I don't know. What do you want to say?
I think they're going to go. They're going to try to make it a small luxury type place.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I really think they're going to go for that. I mean, a lot of the big mega resorts, the mega folks get lost walking around.
Oh my god.
So, but I mean, I don't want to go walking 1,000 yards to get to Starbucks.
1,000 yards.
Yeah,
no,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean, it's whatever it is. But
like a mile from your parking to your room at the MGM. Big.
I've had a chance to stay at the boutique style hotels overseas. It's pretty cool. I really like it.
No, I think the Dream, definitely there's space, believe it or not. I really think they'll do well. Okay. Their focus is going to be clubs, spas, pools, all the regular stuff.
Gotta have it.
But with some polish. And I think they're going to try to go out of their way to make it that an experience destination. It'll be less about
maybe that
the money.
Exclusivity type of play.
Yeah, more exclusive. It could be either ultra expensive or just very specific as in terms of better foot massages there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Something that sets them apart. All right, so we have some breaking ground stories, and then we're going to segue into our stories.
Okay.
All right, ready? So we have some things that don't have a date still coming to Vegas, and really it shows you how much money is being dug in. So before I get to this, one withdrawal, which I think is kind of stunning, is if you don't know, the convention center where the Riviera used to sit on that front side of where the convention center bought that, they built the north side convention center, but beside that, where one of the Riviera towers were, there was a developer, a foreign developer who had the rights to build a hotel.
Yeah.
And so he didn't
from
even
Chile,
have to,
right?
From Chile, so he didn't have to break ground until 2031. Now he's invested in all sorts of things. He's such a cool story because he came up from, he made his money off of other stuff and evolved.
He's got a couple
this,
airlines. He's pretty diversified.
Yeah, very diversified. And so he didn't even have to break ground for another decade, but he opted out. He is one of the people we were talking about who just with interest rates moving up.
He's going short.
Yeah, he's literally selling Vegas short. He opted to pay a massive fine for getting out of this deal than to pursue the development of a casino on that property. Now, contrary to that, you have all this other stuff being built, like literally right now, major builds being announced. And most of the ones that we showed you already, all that money's done. They've already locked up. Those properties are coming. No risk of the MSG Sphere is coming.
Opening in 2023.
Durango Station's almost completed and it's coming. Atomic Golf Forum, all those things are coming. Now, these two are coming too. So the first one is Tillman Fertitta, who, if you don't already know, he had a reality show, by the way. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's still running, but this is the cousin. This is the other Fertitta family. So the Fertitta family, Frank and Tony, right? Lorenzo, Frank and Lorenzo. Those are the brothers. They opened, they opened a station. They owned the Station Casinos. But what was their father? Their father started the Bingo Palace, right? That's where it started. Palace Station, where Palace Station is now, used to be just a Bingo Palace many, many years ago. And that's where, that grew into what the Station Casino empire today.
Yeah.
And so, those Fertittas have, since have gone on. And they had a role in, for those of you who are UFC fans, in being the first owners of UFC with Dana White.
They purchased it with Dana White.
With
UFC
Dana White.
Was on its way to be extinct.
They made it the thing it is. And then now it's worth ridiculous sums of money.
Yeah.
And so... So the Fertittas own now. This is the cousin who built his own empire and trucking. Landry's
restaurants.
He owns this trucking. He owns all the Golden Nuggets now. And he owns the license Golden Nuggets. He owns the Golden Nuggets
Houston
downtown.
Rockets.
Houston Rockets
NBA team.
6% stake in the Wynn he bought as well. And now he bought this property. This used to be the Travelodge sort of across on the Mandalay Bay. And it had this little strip mall attached to it. They had this Hawaiian market that was there that was really popular, and it was kind of and the Travelodge was interesting. I've stayed there a few times, and sometimes they'd have a little extra rock in the middle of your pillow when you checked in. It really was
no
unsafe.
Chocolates on the pillow.
You know what's so funny? They had this little convenience store in front of the Travelodge that I'm assuming was just raised right away. And it was just so sketchy, dude. It was really just literally walking from the Travelodge room into this damn store was this ridiculously, I had to escort people. You know what I mean? Hey, But anyways, that's gone. They raised it all, and the strip mall next to it took over the Travelodge, and now Tillman is going to build what's arguably So he got permission to build a 2,400 room, 23-story property in maybe the 2 to 3 billion. State. Nobody knows for sure. He hasn't actually submitted design, just this concept of what he wants to do there. Mm-hmm. But it's a much bigger property than you think. What do you think?
I think it's going to be great. 2,500 seats in the showroom. Anything guys like that are going to do, they're going to put a lot into. And then there's always the option of maybe that's the NBA team that we're going to get.
By the way, 25,000 seats. He wants to show them. 25,000.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that was 2,400 rooms. Yeah, we love Fertitta family, man. They just
Yeah.
I need a cousin like that, dude. My God. I have a cousin who's a big developer. I haven't talked to him over 30 years. He's a commercial real estate owner that's been around for a while. But yeah, you never know, man.
Okay,
You
I
know?
got one super chat.
Oh.
We got 10 Canadian from Power Friend.
Ah, that's a lot of money, dude. That's Canadian bucks. They translate, dude. You can turn those in for stuff. You know what I mean? We love you. By the way, I love Canada, so I really do. I love Canada. I love skiing in Canada.
Molson beer.
Molson beer?
Molson.
I'm not a beer drinker. Is that good beer? Oh my God, dude! Don't wait too long.
It's
All
good.
right.
It's good.
Toronto's my favorite city if I could afford it.
What do you got, Dennis?
So since your people are all licensed, rather than trying to get a whole casino of your own, make the value show row via all these dead tables and bring them draw. DM for my PayPal on that one. I think there's a bit of licensing issues on having like a moving kind of casino type of thing.
A moving casino, like put the casino in the back of a truck. Good luck with that. I don't know. Yeah, that's like right out of like the Hollywood.
I think he's saying lease out the dead games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lease out the dead games.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, yeah,
that's kind of like they do with the Commerce Club in those clubs, those card clubs in California.
Oh, really?
Where you can actually buy your own table, lease your own table.
Yeah, and you can have your own bank. I know that's
you bank your own games.
Yeah, you can bank your own games.
That's a good start for you guys.
Dude, on to Commerce Club. There we go. There's a guy out there, Dylan Poker, still owes me money, man. So that'll give me a reason to get down there. All right. You ready? Okay, so what else we got? Oh, the other one we got is the OVG.
Yes. OVG. Go pull that up.
I mean, that's it. That's all pulled up, but it's so there's this new resort that's proposed for the South Side, far South Side. $3 billion.
Oak Venture Group.
Yes, Oak Venture Group. That's right. And they're proposing a massive sports complex that wants to be focused on basketball.
Right.
And
that's where the NBA tie comes in real strong. Is they're going all in with this. If this project gets going, they're going all in to like we're going to build this arena that's already NBA ready. We just need a team.
Yeah.
So it's either expansion team or somebody's going to move here that's struggling with their location.
So what's the number one stadium for revenue in the entire country? Just curious. Do you know?
Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas.
Isn't that something, dude?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's open what? 3 years now?
I mean,
3 years and 2 or 3 years and they're already the number one revenue driver.
So we had, I don't know if you guys saw this, but in the RJ there was an article. I think it was the RJ. It was an article about the coach commiserating about this. There's so many visitors.
Oh, the coach and the owners they lost their home field advantage.
Yeah, so it's these teams, when the team comes to Vegas, like there's all these tourists that comes with them.
Yeah.
And there's like this small area up there that I think Scott hangs out. He's waving. I'm a Raiders fan. And then 95% of the rest of the stadium is like the visitors.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've got tickets. I went to two games this year. The Denver game, I'd like to. There was more orange in the
a lot of orange.
A lot of orange,
no.
man. There's a lot of orange in the crowd.
But money's money.
Yeah.
Right? And
the last game of the year, Kansas City, a lot of red in the crowd.
A lot of red.
But these folks come to town and they buy tickets. They buy tickets,
Yeah.
they come to town and they stay and they play.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did you think? You're bringing your team to the entertainment capital of the world. If it's December and I'm freezing in Kansas City and the Kansas City Chiefs, you can't buy a ticket for them. They're sold out, waiting list. But I can come to Las Vegas and grab a ticket off Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think it's a win. I remember when they first started announcing like the NFR, like the rodeo. People were like, what do you mean? We're going to bring a rodeo here? That makes no sense. It makes every bit of sense. Because if you have the guy, now you can bring the whole family. You know what I mean? There's something for everybody. Like wherever the hell they were having it, not everybody is going to be consumed by the rodeo, right?
There's something to be said about 150,000 rooms.
Yeah, you got all the rooms, entertainment. You got a lot of stuff going on, dude. A lot of massage parlors in town. So if you get sore, you can just knock that out. Opportunity, dude. Total opportunity. And
So Chinese New Year's is coming.
Yeah, so we have Chinese New Year is on the way in.
Yeah.
And I know that only because one of my suppliers is like, yeah, we can't help you until after Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened to our New Year? Didn't our New Year go by? What's up with Chinese New Year?
Chinese New Year, the whole country shuts down for like 10 days.
Okay, not our country.
No, yeah, the whole
China. Yeah, China shuts down. Yeah, for how many? 10 days?
Yeah, at least 10 days. Yeah,
Wow.
it's like a whole week, more
Really?
than a week.
We
yeah.
need one of those.
Yeah, well,
We only shut down for 2-3 days at a time, dude. What's the matter with us?
We have 3-day weekends.
I know what the hell's going on.
Then the bank has to open, right?
I know the
But
banks.
yeah, I had a chance to work in Macau for Chinese New Year. So Chinese New Year was a home game. So
Really?
that was pretty cool.
Did you guys shut down, or you guys? That's where everyone
Did
goes.
we shut down?
Yeah, that's where the
No.
money's
Well, the
printed.
first day, this is what's really cool about Chinese New Year. The first day is Family Day.
Yeah.
So the casino is practically dead. Just very, 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 very slow.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
And
say
then
they
it
brought
starts.
their family to the casino.
No. It's
Yeah.
everybody's.
Yeah.
Wherever you live, it's to show face and honor the family.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you're at, you're expected to travel. So traveling during Chinese New Year over there is big time.
Okay.
So all right, so the casinos are relatively quiet on the first day, but then they start to ramp up, and by the third day, I mean, I was literally, pardon me,
really?
walking
Wow.
down it was,
And massive casino floors, even. That's a lot of people.
yeah,
How big was your floor?
400 tables.
Yeah, so but hundreds of thousands of square feet, no?
Yeah, it was,
Just
and
massive.
2 stories too.
And 2 stories. Well,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, 35 pits on the main floor.
Oh, wow.
MGM Grand.
This is MGM Macau.
MGM Macau.
So,
But it was incredible to be able to work over there during Chinese New Year. And the other thing is, I did 3 Chinese New Years there.
Okay.
I worked there for 3 years.
Okay.
So the thing was, all my local friends I was a shift manager there. So all the other shift managers, they were really wanted me, can I get your days off
Yeah.
or whatever, because every day off was precious for them, to be with the family. So I had a chance, I worked the whole thing. I didn't,
Yeah.
to be able to give back to those guys. But man, you make a lot of money during that time too, because nobody's working.
yeah,
You know,
everybody's off
so if
spending
you're
money.
it's double time. We got paid. It was time and a half plus a day off.
Wow.
So that's as good as it gets in benefits. But the Chinese New Year's at the Mirage, when I was working at the Mirage as a dealer, were some of the most challenging in a way, but the most fun too. And really, like, if you're into dealing, and I was into dealing, I mean, I really loved doing it. So here come the 12-hour shifts. So you're working.
Really?
Oh gosh.
Bent over a dice game, or at this point you're a supervisor?
No, this is Baccarat, dude.
Oh, Baccarat, yeah,
Yeah.
Baccarat. Yeah, that's easy.
Baccarat is the retirement home for crap
Yeah,
dealers.
no, 100%.
So after you deal craps for a while,
Yeah, ass
after
and chair.
10, 15 years, you get to deal Baccarat.
Oh, fantastic.
If you do the right thing.
If you do the right
if you
thing.
if you want to extend your career.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So, but working 12-hour shifts and I mean, as soon as you go home, you got to go to bed. You get
Yeah.
up. I mean, it was rough, but
Yeah.
the money you would make the first 3 months of the year because of Chinese New Year, Super Bowl, then you're rolling right into the Final Four, March Madness. You make a big portion of your dough during that time.
In Macau.
In Las Vegas.
Oh, in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
Macau really doesn't care about the Super Bowl, but
Yeah, no, not a holiday there.
yeah.
National holiday here, though.
Yeah,
Let's
big
be
time.
clear.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it really is.
It'll be
But
declared
one of
and
the
voted on.
biggest nightmares is
What?
when Chinese New Year and Super Bowl land on the same weekend. And why is that the biggest problem? Because Super Bowl's for your domestic guests.
Right.
Your biggest domestic players, your big blackjack players, your big dice players, they want their suites. They want the villas that they're accustomed to.
Yeah.
But here comes guys that are betting $100,000 a hand
Right.
and flying 12 hours to get here.
They want a nice bed, too.
They want a
want the good
special
stuff.
they want a special product.
Wow.
So now you're dealing with that. So
Maybe
from
they can
an
share a
operator
room.
from an operator standpoint, that was one
That
of
was
the
tough.
biggest challenges.
By the way, does that happen a lot?
Well, it all goes by the lunar calendar, and the Super Bowl is usually right this year. It's February 12th.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Eagles will be there. We'll see.
Oh, my God, dude.
But,
Put it right out there.
Yeah, I'll put it right out.
All
there
right, so
now.
look at him. I know he's a big Eagles. Hey, so what? You have any other stories from Chinese New Year, sir?
Well, before it gets too far, I do have another super chat.
And we'll
G-Gen MO gave us $4.99.
Thank you, sir.
Says, David, can operators lease space on a casino floor? Live broadcast CQ crap spit?
Here's the thing. No and yes. So basically, you cannot. You can't. So whoever the licensee is for casino games, that's the licensee for those games. So you can't even, so a casino operator can't even, let's say they have overage and they want to open, they have an extra table. You can't throw that table in some errant room. That's not how it works. Like, so for example, let's say you have an extra crap table, but you have someone that wants to reserve a special crap table in like a convention space. You cannot move that table into the convention space and operate that game. Because it's not licensed space. The space that's on the floor is licensed for that square feet and the number of games. So casinos will typically have a license for more games than they use, so they can kind of build out. You only see like a percentage of that, and that's why event fund line companies exist, and they're rented into these convention spaces in the casino because the casino cannot use any of their tables in that space. So they'll call a mobile operator to come in. I've seen GVR, for example. They had this. That's when I was first introduced to this. They had a whole event, a VIP, but it was a charity event. It wasn't for real money or anything like this. They just wanted to create this realistic experience.
It's a big business in some jurisdictions.
And they hired a fun night company to come in and host it and manage it because they cannot have anything to do with those tables. So we couldn't. There's no like subleasing. We couldn't sublease a pit and say, hey, these games are ours. One thing that we could do is license a felt. You know what I mean? Like that'd be a way around it where the casino would operate that, but it would take a process of getting the felt approved and getting that game approved, whatever the case is. But no, we would have to be our own licensee and operate and run because they want to know that getting a gaming license is arduous. It's this whole process. It's what's called a key license. And so as a key license operator, they go through every part of your background. I mean, in many cases, it's harder to get this than it is to get top secret security clearance through the government. I mean, they want to know who you dealt with, where you've been. I mean, the fact that my credit sucked many years ago might play out negatively. I think it would be fine because I don't have any, nothing criminal, nothing like this. But they're very specific. They only want operators that have the highest standards of, business and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a tough gig,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But thank you for that question, man, dude. I mean, it would definitely be a process. I'm not sure how it would ever get done, but.
So I like to do a story that's a major coaching point.
Okay.
And we've had some really unfortunate events happening since November. Mm-hmm. I was sharing with you earlier today when I saw you. 5 of our Las Vegas casinos have been robbed at the Cage.
Yeah.
And I got called by the Las Vegas Sun the other day and had to do an interview about it. And one of the story that I want to tell you guys, I was the pit boss at the Mirage, and there was a crap game on the crap table, and I'm working in the crap table, and a guy's strung out pretty strong in black, and I saw the rail thief come in and grab the black checks, and he starts flying out through the atrium, and I start chasing him.
Uh-huh.
Right? I'm like, this guy, because I kind of was good with the player who got robbed.
Okay, yeah.
I was really good with him.
Uh-huh.
And the point that I'm trying to make here, gang, this is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So I'm running, literally flying, trying to chase this guy down, and running through the slot machines, and we get to through the atrium, and boom, he goes outside, and I'm outside. Now we're running out like by the volcano, and he got. Then here I turn around, and there's my boss, Billy Patuski, and he's just, I could see steam coming out of his ears, and I'm like, oh man, I thought I had him, I almost had him. He goes, that is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen you do in your life. I mean, this guy's my hero,
Yeah.
But the point is, he goes, how am I going to tell your wife? He turns around and shoots you in the face. So the point is, with what's going on with this kind of stuff right now is, you got to comply. That's the training. That's the coaching point. Whatever's happening. We had the Bellagio bandit. You see the footage of that, where the motorcycle guy came in. He's right behind the table. Cut in like the boxman's list, moving over like this. You know what I mean? So, unfortunate times right now with that. But, I really think that with the surveillance technology that we have in town, and if we could get that message out of how powerful our surveillance is and the security that we have in place and how protected these cages are. I think that message needs to get out there, and these knuckleheads gotta understand. And then the other part about it is law enforcement getting involved with us. When I say us, the gaming business, to make sure that when we catch these guys, that they're to the max, to maximum extent. Yeah, I mean, it's this is our number one industry.
Yep.
It's just not okay to come in and terrorize team members and guests.
Yeah.
So
we teach dealers it's not your money. You just let it go.
Right.
You comply right away. It's not your checks. In many cases, if they take high value, these are people that don't understand how these checks work. Like they'll never be able to walk up to a cage and redeem them.
Right.
You know, there's just
and we always have a backup set too. I don't
Yeah.
know. A lot of folks don't know that too. But I mean, you know, if major checks are missing, like Bellagio, the guy took the $25,000 chips. It's worthless.
Yeah, worthless.
You know,
yeah.
they just cancel them out. They don't take them. You know what I mean? And if somebody brings, we're going to go look back and see, like, oh yeah, you were here Chinese New Year, and we'll look at the film. We'll make sure that.
And see if you took that check off the table. All right,
Yeah.
I have an interesting story about that. About someone who recovered a $25,000 check from a strip property. But here, we're gonna give away a hat.
Okay.
Well, ask them for a like.
Oh
We're at
yeah,
78 likes.
Oh, we need 100 likes and subscribe, dude. The people are lazy. They just sit there and they watch and they watch and they just can't.
No giveaway unless there's 100 likes. Okay?
Yeah, 100
Oh,
likes. Yeah,
man.
no, it'll take a second. They'll get there in like 3 seconds. Alan Toy's got like 25 accounts, dude. And then we have.
Is he our bot?
He's
the
like
resident
a bot.
bot?
He's probably really annoyed right now. I don't think he's watching because this queen behind us is askew, and it's driving him crazy. I was gonna fix it, but I figured I would just let him just think about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's intentional.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's coming out here soon. We like him. We like all of our fans.
Someone
Yes,
had
sir.
an interesting question. Says,
Yes.
what happens if someone steals your money out of your rack? So like a player steals from another player.
Same thing. Anything. So a player, like you, when you say your rack, like I'm the dealer, and
Yeah,
they
so if
reach in,
someone
snatch and grab, reach
No,
in.
if you're a player and someone steals one of your checks, like gets there and rack thief, like what do they do?
And your player just
And your
scream
player-
out, "You guy just stole my chips."
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
do you get those chips back? That's
No.
a tough call. We're
Yeah,
gonna have to look and see.
So I will tell you this: most of the casinos I work at, it's kind of on you.
Yeah,
you can file a complaint, and if they catch the person and they get the chips, like they'll. But casinos usually don't take. Now, if you're a high value player and you push for some kind of action, you might get. It depends.
Yeah, I mean, we call it playing to the faces.
Yeah.
There's no players, no two players are alike.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's.
If you had $10 taken from your rack, you're gonna be $10 less that day.
So Martin Luther King Day yesterday,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So here's what I try to tell my students at UNLV. Unfortunately, in the casino business, we do not judge our guests by the content of their character. We judge them by the color of their chips.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you're the black chip guy or the purple chip guy,
Yeah.
you might get a little bit more favorable treatment
Yeah.
than
You might
than
get
the
some
bird
steak.
game. Yeah,
Yeah, the bird game guy is getting, so sorry.
yeah.
So sorry. Free drinks. Drinks are on us, dude.
Well, we're at 100 likes, by the way. So you can...
All right, so here's the thing. We're going to welcome Scott back. So the word's going to be, let's just do Scott, dude. Let's just do Scott. We love Scott. So, all right, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to give you my little story.
Okay, but before you give him the little story,
Yeah.
I got another $5 super chat. This is from Reno, I believe.
Ooh.
It says, I'm here for the giveaway and I'm proud, but I represent Nathan and he wants to be on the podcast.
Oh, my God.
It's a doable.
No. Nathan does not want to be on the podcast, Reno. Shush. Anyways,
One more super chat. Ted gave us $5. Says $5 for Korean Jesus.
Oh, always play the Korean Jesus. All right, so here's an interesting story, which I thought it was handled very strangely. I'm not going to mention the casino, even though it's imploded, so you guys can figure out which one of those it is. So a guy walks in, and sometimes he can play a lot of money. But I've heard that he's come across some of the Title 31 issues. Like they've had to source his money a few times, right? and they're not always confident the source that he's getting from is legitimate. I'm not really sure, but I was a dealer at this casino at the time, and I would always get this weird feedback about this guy, like, hey, we want to kiss his ass, but not too much because we're not really sure this is his money, and you know what I mean? Always with kid gloves, like. But anyway, so this guy comes with his usual entourage. Now this guy will buy it for like 20 grand, but it's a really low end casino that I'm working at. And so he plays like absolutely. He's one of these people that knows craps, but really hasn't a clue about craps. He's just he's chunking money on the table and he's making weird bets and so anyway, so one day he comes up to the game and he's got about 5,000 in checks, and he comes up to the table and they get the checks. And the next thing you know, they're asking him to leave the table. Security comes up to him, they ask him to leave the table. He goes back to the table, and you see him going to the cage, and he's in the area of the cage where the cage always has like this little separate antechamber where the employees interact with the cage. And security brings him to that area that's behind, where there's a door, and it's behind a door. Mm-hmm. And by the way, if you're a player and you're being taken there, it's probably not the best sign. Like, that's not usually where you want to be. Like, there's always a VIP desk, you know what I mean? But for some reason, they're taking him behind, this door. And I guess, I can't hear it, but I heard what happened later. So he had cashed in a $25,000 check from a strip property. Which is sort of odd because I didn't think that any off-strip property or anyone but that casino would have taken that check.
Yeah, I mean, if they're $5 chips, something like that, we'll take them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have to call.
Yeah.
I'd have to call the casino if I was in charge, if I was shift manager or above.
Yeah, you would have to.
I'd have to physically call that casino, talk to somebody, and say, "This is XYZ. Does he owe you money?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if he took a marker and now he's coming to my place,
with
robbing Peter to pay Paul with your chips, I'm not going to take it. Just professional courtesy.
Yeah.
So if he owes you money but I'm not taking, nobody's taking a $25,000 check.
Well, so this was a guy who would buy in for $50,000, up to $50,000 at a time, right? And, he would start at this $20,000, he'd bargain get a little bit, he would buy in for more. So apparently the story goes, I don't know how accurate this is they had called the casino, they verified the check, and originally verified the check to this individual. And his story was that he had gotten it from a player friend of his that he was playing with at the time. However, when the casino was finally able to contact the actual player, they said that was not the case and that, it was most likely fraud. And so that's where a little bit of the disconnect had come, where the casino had... And I was just stunned because I had never, at that point, if any high value check like that really needs to originate if you're going to exchange it, right? I mean, at the casino, in the past, like I worked when a long time ago on the Strip, $5 checks, $25. If they came from the property next door, you knew what checks they were used, and you usually had permission. So if it was 25, I was working at Casino Boardwalk when they opened. Remember that place? What's there now? Park MGM? Monaco? Yeah, Monte Carlo Park MGM.
T-Mobile.
Yes, T-Mobile shop. And Butterbean, dude. Butterbean was so fantastic. He would squeeze into that damn... Hey, we got to tell everybody to stop. We got to give away the hat.
I know. I'm waiting
for
you.
Oh, my God. Stop. I keep forgetting these poor... okay, wait.
1 through 5.
Go ahead, buddy. Pick
3.
the winner.
3. Aaron. Just Aaron. You're the winner.
All right, so pick a hat. Let them know what they want, sir. What do you think?
Aaron, what color you want?
What color? We got a whole bunch of hats. There's a genius hat in there? No way. I know. My mother's so proud.
Just Aaron.
Just Aaron.
That's literally.
Does Aaron say what color they want? Do we have blue, black, and white?
We're in a bit of delay, so it's gonna take them a second before they
that's
realize.
Right. So we would have God, his name is Sheldon, I believe, or Nelson or Sheldon. I forget what his name was, but he would be in there when they opened that place. He was there all the time. He died of a heart attack or stroke.
There's no purple hat, Aaron.
No purple. Oh God, I would imagine that. It's blue, black, or white. And then we have what's in front of you. I don't know if they can really see it on the camera. We got the White Lux hat. We got any one of these hats would be great. Oh, there you go. Look at that. We got this one. We got this one here. We got the white one. We got the blue CEG. The white one looks great, but as you can imagine, it gets kind of dirty quick. You got to steam it. You got to steam clean it. And we got the CEG, blue CEG hat. So up to you. So when we first opened Casino Boardwalk, business wasn't booming, let's just say. And you would think people would just be mobbing the place. We had Butterbean, dude.
Yeah.
We had Fat Elvis there. That's like literally that's what his name goes.
You chose CQ Black.
CQ Black. All right, fantastic. But he really was like, listen, if a check comes in, you know what I mean? Let's lock that baby up. And so we were literally dropping $25, in the box. You know what I mean? We would just exchange it and just gone. We were taking all the check. But anything over a certain point, dude, that wasn't going. You know what I mean?
Right.
By the way, that was a great place to open. I really loved it. Dude, it was worth it. Just, I have the memory of Butterbean sitting in that damn booth. And, he wasn't a small man. You know what I mean?
Butterbean, Chris Pally's, right?
Butterbean, the boxer slash, wrestler. I don't know what the hell I did. Nice guy. And so they had this little buffet slash cafe slash whatever the hell it was. And it kind of was a mishmash of like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they planned
Butterbean buffet?
It was. I think that was the goal, was originally to have the Butterbean, but it was like this. Anyway, some of these little booths. I go in there one time because they weren't sure if we had a break room when they first opened. That was up for grabs. Like no one was really sure where, so that we broke over there in the damn cafe. And I go in there, I look to the right, and I'm like, no flipping way! Here is the biggest man I've ever seen behind a table. Squeeze his ass right in there, dude. It was great because nobody can get close to him. You know what I mean? He was just stuck, dude. He had to but it was fantastic, dude. That guy, he's still around, Butterbean? Does anybody know?
We'd have to Google that.
We'd have to Google that one. Man, that was the golden era of Casino Bar. All right, well, what do you got for us today, sir? Are we winding down? Are we getting?
Yeah, I got. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin soon.
No, 100%. I see that, dude. I'm looking at my watch. It's like I get calls.
I got to get to the airport.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being part of this show, and hope you had fun. Next week, I got my buddy, a sports handicapper, one of the best I've ever met. He's going to be here for the NFL lines.
Beautiful.
So he hopefully, believe it or not, the last time I called it Destiny, he wasn't a Patriots fan, and I was like, dude, Tom Brady and Destiny are going to pull it off, and sure enough, that was the win.
It was 2 Super Bowls ago.
Hey, listen. No one wants to hear Dennis is like, there's 2 Super Bowls again. Oh, my God. This thing's All right, but thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks a lot for having me. Really, I really appreciate it, guys. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Fading to black.